in here with them. They're trapped in here with him.
Hey, what's up guys, this is Siren, it's R264 back at it again with another video for you guys, and today I'm going to tell you guys how I would defeat Willy and his gang of demonic animatronics. Let's cut right to the chase. I enjoy this movie so much, I kind of feel like if I was in this movie, I would kick those robots' asses. Here's how it starts off. Alright, first things first about Willy's Wonderland. Number one, if I can avoid the location I am, and I'm not going to listen or pay attention to anything Tex or the mechanic guy says, I'm going to use anything I can to possibly leave. Go into another town and pay for my tires, or just drive a flat ones. But if all else fails, I guess I'll have to destroy these animatronics. Although the first thing I would do before anything is, number one, not clean, and number two, break out my phone and blast heavy metal music. Or some kind of like music that just really pumps you up and you're gonna rip these things apart, like the Doom soundtrack. And if you're blasting your music louder than they can use theirs, then their distractions won't work on me. So, let's get right into it with the first animatronic. Ozzie the Ostrich. Okay, so here's how I defeat him. The best way to defeat ostriches is their neck. That's pretty much their only defense, and his weapon is his beak. So as long as we can take out that neck at long range, we should be good. However, he does seem like he's really good at using his neck, and it is a strong point on him. But what's a weak point? His legs. Knock him over and then beat the crap out of him. A couple other ways I would do this is, there was a blanket over the pinball machine. I could throw that over him, distracting him, knocking him over, and then beating the crap out of him. Or, instead of beating the crap out of him, see if I can rotate his head in a direction that's not built to go in, and see if I can damage it that way. Then what I would do is grab the duct tape that's lying around, and duct tape the crap out of his body so it cannot move at all. So it is completely destroyed, and if it, for some weird, crazy, demonic power, it's able to come back to life, it can't move. So that's how I defeat Ozzie the Ostrich. Now, going on to the next animatronic, Gus the Gorilla. Now, Gus is in a bathroom. Number one, I don't like bathrooms, especially those automatic flushing toilets. I just don't like them. But one thing we can use against him is the door. The doors aren't swinging in, it swings out like a normal door. So what I would do is I would actually hide behind the door, wait for him to swing over, and then bash him in with the door. Then bash his face in with my foot, curb stomp him, and because his head point is actually his weak point, I would probably do the same as Nick Cage, and if he got up to attack me, I'd grab that plunger and use it and knock him into the wall, then knock him into the urinal and curb stomp his face. Although, I don't know if a urinal would be able to withstand that kind of force, so I'd probably knock him into just the ground and curb stomp him that way. That would definitely break his neck. That's how I would take down Gus the Gorilla. I'm sorry, Grandma, but I have to kill this one. It wanted to eat me. Alright, going on to the next one. 99. Now, this is where fecal matter really starts hitting the fan, because I can really tear up animatronics now after I kill this one. So his weak point is obviously his feet, but his strength is his armor, extremely durable. But there's one thing we can exploit. He's slow as heck, and if we keep that in mind, we can knock him on his butt with some of the soap and other cleaning chemicals. We can make the ground slick so he falls down, grab a sword, and just cut off his head. Now we've not only acquired a weapon, but we've definitely killed him, for sure. Then we can use that same sword and make sure we tear apart the other two to make sure they are definitely out of commission. And then duct tape them all together, so they can't really move. The next animatronic to take out. Alright, so after defeating 99, the next animatronic to take out is Artie the Alligator. Now, alligators have a bite force of thousands of tons, especially the bigger ones. But since this is a robot, my guess its bite force is probably about 200 pounds, or closer to a human's bite force. But either way, it doesn't matter. There is no way I, Orion, am going to be able to King Kong its ass by breaking its jaw like Nick Cage does, or as I call it, the King Kong move. So, what am I going to do? Well, I have a handful of options. I can, one, throw something at him so he bites onto that and then duct tape his mouth and then cut his head off. Or I can just go up and just cut off his head. Or I make the ground really slick so he falls over and I kill him that way. Or I guess I damage him, then brute force a King Kong maneuver on him and then tear his insides out. That last one sounds kind of fun. Alright, on to Cammy the Chameleon. Now, in the movie, Nicolas Cage doesn't exactly kill Cammy the Chameleon right there and then, but I would. How would I do it? I'd use her tongue against her. I would actually wait for her to extend her tongue, grab that thing, and pull it in to me so I can get her, and then I really just beat the crap out of her. That's literally her only weapon. And she's quite slow, so she can't claw me, she can't bite me. The only thing she has is that tongue, that crappy CGI tongue. And then I would beat the living snot out of her. And probably do a finishing move just like Nick Cage did. Now, Siren Sarah. To me, this is the hottest of all of them. And the one that I would totally date. And anyways, that's not important. What is important is she wants to eat me and I should probably kill her. Not eat me that way, you guys are weird. So, I have to unfortunately kill Siren Sarah. Siren Sarah is extremely athletic, however, I've yet to meet one who can outsmart physical force of a male human being. Unless you're like one of those crazy Russian chicks that are like 6'9" and muscled. But anyways, here's what I would do. As she's coming towards me, use that shoulder, because I'm going to be cuffed up because the cops are jerks. Because I'm cuffed up, what I would do is I'd use my shoulder, just like he did to Cammy, but instead of it hitting Cammy, hit Siren Sarah, knock her down, and then see if I can get my hands out of those restraints, and see if I can get back to the 99th sword, and then proceed to damage her body. I probably wouldn't cut off her head right away. But anyways, so, all that leaves me is Tito the Turtle and Willy the Weasel. Technically, Nick Cage doesn't really fight the turtle, Tootie the Turtle, but if I was put up against him, this is what I would do. Basically the same thing Liz did, just knock him over and beat the crap out of him. But when he says stop, no, I'd continue to just curve stomp him in. And just beat the living crap out of him. Just keep going, because he's a turtle and can't get up, so. Now, time for the final showdown. Willy the Weasel himself. This is going to be a tricky one because of his claws and the strength of his attack. And the fact that I cut a whole human being in half. So definitely, close quarters probably bad, but we don't have much of a choice. So, here's how we do it. Number one, we get the soda cans and we put them in a little bag. And we use that as a secondary weapon. Due to the fact that they are going to be a good weapon at first, they probably aren't going to be a weapon for a long time. Due to the fact that tin can or aluminum cans are quite fragile and given enough pressure will break, and we don't want that to happen. We don't want shards of can ripping apart the bag. But what we can use is 99's sword. That's why he's so important to take down slightly early on. Get his sword, got your cans. Now, the thing I would do is take one of those folding chairs, duct tape it, and make a shield out of it. So you can be Link and just whoop ass. Or I guess you could say a knight in shining armor. And just go at him. Use everything you have. Make the floor really slick. And just use all your anger, all your aggression, all your force, and just beat the living snot out of him. And if he does injure you, like he does Nick Cage before the final fight, duct tape yourself up and all your wounds. Tend to the wounds first, and then go beat the living snot out of him. And rip and tear until it is done, just like Nick Cage, and rip that thing's head clean off. So it's definitely dead. And then, what do you do for the rest of the evening after you've destroyed all of Willy and his friends? And then you clean. But just clean the main room. Because these guys are expecting you to be dead, so they're not going to look around at other rooms to make sure you really cleaned. So I would honestly just work on the main room, make it look nice, and get my car back, and I would peace out of there. And I would never, ever return. And the whole ending with Siren Sarah, I think I would let that happen. So maybe I would trash her, but leave her semi-intact. So just so she could destroy the other two bad guys, and then I'd show up moments later with a shotgun and just destroy Siren Sarah. But there's no law against you having an emergency shotgun in a Camaro somewhere in Nevada, right? Or Texas. Anyways, so that, ladies and gentlemen, is how I would put the smackdown on Willy and his gang of demonic robot assholes. I'd rip and I'd tear until it is done. If you guys enjoyed this video, thanks. I hope you did enjoy the video. I loved Willy's Wonderland. I thought it was a fun film. I knew what I was expecting. Are there some issues with it? Yeah, there's some issues with it. But overall, it's a fun film. Hope you enjoyed this video. This is RNSR2 to 64 signing out, amigos. And you know what they say.